Hey, it's Christina Hawkins from GlobalSpex, and today I want to talk to you about security and cybersecurity of your website. First thing, I just attended a cybersecurity seminar, so my brain is just like, my God, this is insane how much craziness is out there and how defensive we have to be. One thing that I noticed during this seminar is that there was a lot of discussion about personal and maybe business-wise security. You're protecting your data, protecting your computers. From a business side, a lot of discussion was about your phone, your laptops, your computers, and watch out for phishing, watch out for clicking links that look a little suspicious. But I would like to take you a little bit further here and discuss with you website security and your own company website. So the first thing that I want to discuss with you is on your website, there's a few areas that we always have to manage when it comes to keeping your website secure. The first thing is logging in. Now, when you log in, you want to make sure that you're not using the exact same password that you do with your bank, with your utility bills, whatever it is that you're using. Try and use a tool called LastPass that will allow you to create unique passwords for every single website you go to. And during the cybersecurity, they actually had a pretty good example of how this can help you if you are getting phished. So if you click a link and it opens up a website, let's say it's your Bank of America website, right? And by the way, I don't bank with Bank of America. So for everyone out there, don't try and think you can find my Bank of America because I don't have a Bank of America account. So if you click a link, it says, hey, go to your Bank of America. There's a security issue. So you click it, right? You go to the site and it looks like Bank of America, right? It looks just like Bank of America, but your little LastPass extension that might be on your Chrome or Firefox or Safari browser, usually if it's the bank that you normally go to, a little icon will show a 1 that says you've got one user account for this website. If you go to it and that 1 isn't there, you'll know you're not on the right website because it's not going to say, yeah, we don't know who these people are. This isn't right. So I like that. So use LastPass for everything. So for us, we recommend it when you're using it for accessing your website. Keep the number of users to your website to a minimum. We don't want to have 20 people have admin access. So what we like to do is to give people the right kind of access. So an editor, maybe a marketing person, a developer, they might have different access. We don't want a marketing person to have plugin access because we don't know what they're adding. If it's something that, we can have a discussion, we say, let us install it for you. So that's security number 1. Number 2 is we typically build using WordPress. WordPress has this bad reputation of being insecure, but WordPress is no more insecure than your computer software like Microsoft or Macintosh. And you'll notice that all of these computer operating systems will consistently send out security updates. And that's similar to what WordPress does. WordPress 6.0 just dropped a month ago, back in May, and that is a feature upgrade, but there's also security features that are included. Then you'll find there'll be like 6.1, 6.2, 6.3. Those typically are fixing bugs or fixing security holes that have been discovered. Same thing goes for plugins. Plugins should always be updated, fixing any kind of security holes. The third level is the core hosting, core programming language that most any website might sit upon. Right now we use Unix-based servers, which is kind of like Windows for servers. It's the operating system. Then on top of that is another layer called PHP. So PHP works with Unix. Windows servers would have like .NET on top of it, and that's a .NET would be a web application. Websites can be built with .NET. On our end, we use Unix-based servers with PHP on top, and that's the programming language that we'll use to build websites, typically WordPress. Now, PHP, just like any other operating system, needs to be updated. So if you're updating PHP, that's a good thing, but you don't know that unless you're in the host. So sometimes we find out when we go to, if people are hosted on other servers, they might have a very old PHP, like PHP 4. And the reason why is that when you upgrade PHP to a next level, it might break the website, right? Because the code that was written, that could be JavaScript, HTML, whatever, jQuery, whatever programming was used on top of that PHP, it's requiring elements within that PHP to deliver the website. So if you upgrade from 5.0 to 6.0, it might break the site because the code was relying on certain elements in 5.0. And that's what we're running into ourselves on this end is we have very, very, very old websites. I've had clients 15, 20 years, and they've got about 2 or 3 of them. They're slowly starting to go away, but we still have about 5 websites right now. They're so old that we cannot upgrade. We can't upgrade them. They'll break the site. So we've actually had to go back to them and kind of a little bit of an ultimatum that you either have to move the site, like physically off of our servers, because you are now putting at risk not only your site, but other sites that might share that same space. It's important that we keep everybody updated. If you don't want to spend the money to recode the site so that it fits the most recent security for PHP or version of PHP, we need you to get off of our servers. You're putting yourself at risk as well as everybody else. Again, back to the fact that sometimes if you update it, you might break the site. Now, there's not just PHP, there's JavaScript. So we have HTML websites, old HTML that might use JavaScript to maybe send a form, a script. So it's a script, and you might put your name, right, those forms, and you hit send. Well, there's JavaScript behind there sometimes that's using that to actually physically send an email. Now, there's other things in between. It's calling bits and pieces from the server, the mail server, to send an email. And that JavaScript probably, I know, has not been updated in years. Never was a problem before, but now we're noticing it's a problem. So even old, basic, plain HTML site that never was an issue before has become an issue. So we're actually having to go back to a couple of clients that have super old websites with just regular old HTML. We have to tell them the same thing. You either remove the site from our servers and go to your own. Still doesn't solve the problem for you, or you upgrade the website so that it meets the security standards that we have to put in place. So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up on that and how that works. And if you are one of those folks that might have a super, super old website, you probably will be hearing from us in the next couple of days, because we need to let everybody know that one or the other. So thank you so much. And be careful, be on the defensive. Always don't assume every email you get is legitimate. Take a moment before you click that link. Take a moment before you go to that website and fill out your logins and passwords. Make sure you got 2-factor set up, and for sure set up LastPass. Have a good day, everyone.